The basic definition of artificial intelligence is all about the kind of intelligence demonstrated by the machines. So as we say, the computer science view, so it is all about your intelligent agents perceiving the environment and taking the right set of actions to achieve any kind of goal. So some traditional goals, as we call them, as a narrow or weak artificial intelligence, it basically results into the kind of reasoning, planning, learning, and natural language processing or image recognition. So these are the few examples of narrow or weak AI, wherein your NLP, which is your natural language processing, your image recognition. So these are some of these examples of narrow AI. Similarly, we have the examples of artificial general intelligence, or we call it sometimes as a strong AI as well. So as per the strong AI concept, what it says is the machines should be able to perform the full range of human capability. So what it means is machine should have the elements of consciousness, they should have the elements of everything which human individual possesses. So they predict that by 2050 they should be able to achieve. So in machines they will be able to build the capabilities of consciousness through the likes of strong artificial intelligence, and that's how by year 2050 things will become relatively more different. So as we call it, we are not sure if we will be able to ever understand the consciousness, but then they are predicting that in another 20 years or 30 years time, machines you would be able to have those kind of capability developed. So now let's try to see how the machine learns from the data. So as we clearly see that machine learning or artificial intelligence as a concept, when we talk and discuss, a machine starts learning from the experience, and it is gained by the analysis of the data. So as the data get fed to the algorithm, machine learning algorithm, things become better and it can be analyzed in a better way, right? So your machine learning is certainly a scientific way of analyzing the data, and you can use the techniques of data mining. You can have data scientists who should be able to decode that information or the data which is done. So as we also call it out, that machine learning helps not only the engineers, scientists, but then the marketing people, the doctors, all in each and every part of the society. So machine learning fundamentally changed the way in which information is getting consumed across the world. So machine learning allows us a superhuman capability. It helps us to do the better searching of internet in the kinds of seconds, nanoseconds, and we are able to do the surgical robots. We are able to identify the pattern in lots of data. So machine learning basically makes human turn into superhumans, because the overall capability for them for processing the data improves multifold. We also see machine learning can give any kind of displaced or elderly people more independence as well, right? So a person who is a aged human, you can, or a person who have some kind of disabilities, a person who is specially enabled, a person or child or a elderly person, your machine learning can bring some kind of benefits to them. So you can do the voice controls, you can do the home automation, you can do the autonomous vacuum cleaners, lawn maneuvers, drone delivery. So there are various use cases for the machine learning. So we can think of fundamentally reimagining all the aspects of our life through the likes of machine learning. So as we call, machine learning is focused on your computers learning from the data, and AI is all about your systems that display the human intelligence. So this is a fundamental difference. So in machine learning, your computers, they start learning from the data. You try to feed the right set of data with the likes of machine learning algorithm, the kind of predictions improve, and then you learn from it. And in artificial intelligence, machine starts displaying the level of intelligence which is as similar as human. So that's how we can see and define these two elements and entity. So now let's try to see the formal definition from the Tom Mitchell's definition. So what Tom Mitchell has defined machine learning as, right? So let's try to look into it. So Samuel Arthur, who is from IBM way back in 1959, he first time used the term of machine learning. So Samuel Arthur can be credited with the word for using the machine learning for the first time. So that's how the word of machine learning was coined. But then Tom Mitchell, he gives the definition of what machine learning is all about. So he calls it out saying that the field of machine learning is concerned with the question of how to construct a computer program that automatically improves with experience. So let's assume a computer program is set to learn from experience E with respect to some class of tasks T and the performance measure P. So if its performance at tasks T as measured by P improves over a period of time with the experience E. So that's how your Tom Mitchell says that your computer program should be able to learn itself with the overall experience E. So that's the definition of machine learning in nutshell by Tom Mitchell. So now let's try to see the heuristic ways of working. So people try to think and equate the machine learning to the heuristics algorithm. Are they really same? I'll say it depends, right? Because in heuristic ways of learning, sometimes those things will work out or sometimes it will not even work out, right? So heuristic is basically a strategy which is derived from the previous experience if you solve the similar problems, right? So heuristic is you try to develop the patterns, you learn from those patterns, and then you try to solve those problems. But then there's no 100% guarantee that it will be able to give you the right set of results. So in heuristic ways of learning, so if you apply it with the machine learning, so in machine learning, heuristics means that a technique for solving a problem more quickly than a classical technique. So if you use a heuristic ways of learning in machine learning, then you try to use some kind of shortcut. So you try to use some kind of techniques to solve some kind of problems. So if you go with a classical way of solving problems, it can be too slow. So if you apply the heuristic way, it basically allows you to apply some of those shortcut rules. It helps you to use some of the rule of thumbs. It tries to provide some kind of trade-offs. So you will be able to use some of those trial and error methodologies or discovery and experimentation. So if you are trying to use the heuristic ways of learning in machine learning, it can be faster for sure because you try to do trial and error and trade-offs, but then will it give you the right results every time? It depends, right? So expert basically teaches from ML algorithm how they do it and transforming a problem into more of a simple form which become more easy to work with. So in machine learning algorithms, you can think of putting heuristic ways of working as well, or you can go for going with the classical techniques as well. So now let's try to see what is human being. So human being, as we call it, is more than IQ and EQ. So someone try to define what is human being, right? So is it just a combination of IQ and EQ? Yes, IQ and EQ is are a few of those elements, but then humans have some of these elements more than that, right? So they are conscious beings, they are conscious, they are bundle of consciousness, right? So your machine learning can basically gives us the superhuman capabilities and skills, and they can help you to improve the overall quality of our life. But then as we call humans and human beings, so we are combination of feelings, we are combination of emotions, and then we are conscious beings as well. So our brain, as we call it, has consciousness and it has some subconscious capabilities as well. So it allows us to be interactive. So it interacts with with the form of chemicals and the electrical signals from our physiology, our environment, our memories, our people, or our past experiences. So the kind of chemicals and electrical signals which get generated when humans interact with different elements is always different. So it has developed, as we say, human brain has developed over a evolutionary time scale. So as we call the evolution of human, so evolution, as we see the overall journey and evolution span of human, the elements of sight, the elements of smelling, hearing, tasting, feeling, all these acts as a data collector, right? And they have developed and evolved over a period of time. So things are evolving, things have changed over a period of time. So is humans, right? So as we call it, as we call it, balance and acceleration, the kind of pain, the kind of hunger, the kind of things which we have accumulated over a period of time, that is not a day or 2 days jobs. So it is an evolutionary approach which has resulted into humans what they are as they are today. So we have intuition. So intuition often helps us to make decisions at times. So intuition also helps us to make some kind of decision which might be right as well, right? So it motivates us. So we call intuition as a gut feeling. So these are the things which are different in human, and hence machine cannot be equated to humans. But then yes, machine learning and the algorithms which will have it can certainly gives us some kind of superhuman capabilities. So as we call it, humans are more than IQs and EQ. They are bundle of emotions, they are bundle of feelings, and they are conscious human beings.